So what are the applications of UV visible spectroscopy? Now see here, why UV visible spectroscopy is used and what its advantages. So the first application of this UV visible spectroscopy is identification of structural groups in the molecule. So some groups which are responsible for the color of molecule is identified by use of this UV visible spectrophotometry. Now see here, spectroscopic analysis of a substance is carried out using radiation of a particular wavelength and which is absorbed to the maximum extent. So this analysis by use of spectroscopy of a substance is carried out by using a radiation of a particular wavelength, and that radiation is get absorbed by the maximum extent. This wavelength is called as lambda max of the substance. Suppose we are passing a visible radiation through the sample. So from 400 to 800 nanometer wavelength of radiation, one by one we are passing through the same sample. If suppose the sample absorbs radiation of wavelength 700 nanometer maximum times, that is maximum extent, then that 700 nanometer wavelength is known as lambda max for that sample, because at that lambda max value its absorbance is maximum. Therefore the value of lambda max for that sample is 700 nanometer. So this wavelength is called as lambda max of the substance. Other wavelengths, that is 200, that is 400 to 700 and 700 to 800. So other wavelengths are either not absorbed or absorbed to a minimal extent. So minimum amount of wavelengths get absorbed by that compound. The constituent structural groups in a molecule absorb their own characteristic wavelength. Thus, if suppose a molecule contains carboxylic group, then that specific group absorb its own characteristic wavelength. If suppose a molecule has NO2, second molecule has NO2, then that compound absorb its own that is the characteristic wavelength. So depending upon the functional groups, the molecule or the compound or the sample absorb different wavelength of radiation to the different extent. Thus a substance may show strong absorption at several wavelengths depending upon its structure. Now see the table below, which shows different lambda max values for some important groups. Now see this table where if molecule contains carboxylic functional group, then near about it absorbs radiation at wavelength 208. That is maximum absorption of radiation takes place for the wavelength of 208 nanometer. If in case of acetyl chloride COCl group is there, so it absorb the wavelength of radiation to the maximum extent at 220 nanometer. So other wavelength functional groups are there. So if you change the functional groups, that is if molecule contains different functional groups, so different functional groups have different lambda max value. So by use of this lambda max value, we can easily identify which functional group is present in the molecule. So it is possible to identify a particular group in a molecule by determining its lambda max value. In spectrophotometer, monochromators are used to produce monochromatic beams of the required wavelength. These beams are incident on the sample, which then absorbs characteristic wavelength. That is, different groups in the molecule absorb their own characteristic wavelength of radiations at different extent. So most organic compound absorb in the IR radiation region. Spectral details like lambda max and molar absorptivity, that is epsilon of unknown compounds are compared with the data for known compounds. So in this case, whatever we have readings for the spectra, it is compared with the readings of known compounds. Then by use of that we can easily identify which group or which functional group is present in the molecule. So by use of that we can easily identify the structural, that is the structure of that organic compound. So this is the first characteristic application, or the first application of this UV visible spectroscopy, that is identification of structural groups in the molecule. Now next is the second application is identification of chromophores and exochrome. So now see here what is mean by exochrome and chromophores. So chromophores are unsaturated groups. So what are these? These are the unsaturated groups which are responsible for the absorption of visible light. So when the molecule contains this unsaturated group, then and then only the molecule absorbs visible radiation. If there is no any unsaturated group in the molecule does not absorb these visible radiations. So now see the example of these chromophores. These are the unsaturated groups. Carbonyl group is unsaturated. Double bonded, there is alkene molecules are there. Nitroso group is there. Nitro group, and there is NO2 group is there, and aza group is there. So if this unsaturated group is there in the molecule, then these molecules absorb the specific wavelength of radiation, that is visible radiation. The molecule which contains a chromophore is called a chromogene. Now see here, if the unsaturated group is present in the molecule, then that molecule is known as a chromogene. The color of compound, now see here, the color of compound is due to the unsaturation present in the chromophore. That is, due to the presence of chromophore in the molecule, the compound has color. For example, if you see that is the color of tomato is red, so it is only because of the presence of a chromophoric group in that tomato. So they have given example here also. A dye like Congo red which contains azo group, that is N double bond N group is present in the Congo red dye, and the intensity of, now see here, so because of presence of this azo group, the compound has a color. The intensity of that color of a chromogene increases with increase in the number of chromophores present. If suppose the number of chromophores goes on increases, then the color of that compound is, that is the intensity of that color is get increased. So if molecule has only one single bond, it is colorless, but if the molecule has more than one double bond, if you see this example, if ethylene CH2 double bond CH2 is there, this ethylene is a colorless liquid. But if you see this molecule, that is CH3 CH double bond CH bracket 6 CH3 is a yellow compound. The color of this compound is yellow because of the presence of unsaturated groups like alkene in the molecule, and these double bonds are of 6 times. As the number of conjugated chromophores increases, means as the number of double bonds increases in the molecule, the absorption shifts to a longer wavelength. That is, longer wavelength means shorter, that is wavelength and frequency are inversely proportional. If there is a shift to the longer wavelength, means these molecules absorb frequency, that is lower frequency radiations, and that color of that molecule is get deepened. Thus this shift to the longer wavelength, that is violet to red, is called as bathochromic shift. So what is meant by bathochromic effect? Now see here, if a molecule has more number of double bonds which are conjugated, then the wavelength of radiation which is get absorbed by that molecule is get decreased. That is, smaller wavelength of light is more wavelength of light is absorbed, and because of that this molecule shifts to a longer wavelength, therefore it is known as bathochromic effect, or it is known as a red shift. If you see this example here, C6H5 CH double bond CH in the bracket n times of this double bonded molecule structure C6H5 in benzene solvent. The compound is colorless if n is equal to 1, means if only one double bond in the molecule, then that molecule is colorless. But if the n is equal to 15, means there are 15 number of double bonds which are conjugated in the molecule, then the color of that compound is get deepen and that color is now greenish black. So the color of that compound is only because of the presence of that is number of increase in the number of chromophoric groups in the molecule. And if the molecule contains a chromophoric group, that molecule is known as chromogene. Okay. Now what is meant by exochromes then? An organic dye molecule contains at least one chromophore along with a salt forming group. That salt forming group is called as an exochrome. Means organic dye are colored, and it is because of presence of one chromophore along with the salt, and that salt is known as an exochrome. So now see here, exochrome increases the color yielding power of the chromophore. That is, the brightening of color, the intensity of color is get increased when the molecule contains exochromes. That is, color intensity is get increased here. So there are two types of exochromes. One is an acidic exochrome, another is the basic exochrome. If you come to know this, the last line, two lines, acidic chromophore means which groups? The molecule contains OH, that is hydroxyl group is there, COH group is there, SO3H group is there in the molecule. Then because of this presence of groups, the molecule has acidic exochrome. So NH2 and NR2. So these are also the exochromic groups. Next, a compound containing both chromophore and exochromic groups can function as a dye. Means only chromophores does not increase the color intensity, but due to presence of exochrome, the color intensity of the chromophore is get increased, and the exochrome is responsible for the hastening of the color of the compound along with the chromophore. In other words, an exochrome converts a chromogene into a dye. If exochrome is not present in the molecule may not be a dye, but along with the chromophore, if exochrome is there, then the molecule is now a dye. For example, now see this example carefully. A benzene is a colorless. Now see here, so you know this example, that is structure. So this is a benzene, it is colorless. But if I put the NO2 functional group on the benzene ring, that is nitrobenzene, so it becomes a pale yellow color. So the color of this NO2 group is yellow, that is yellowish. And again, if I put NH2 group into that molecule, that is para-nitroaniline, so due to presence of, so this NO2 is an unsaturated group, it is known as chromophore. So here is also the chromophore is there, and here the NH2 group is a exochromic group. Now see the color, this benzene is colorless, the NO2 group is a yellowish color, and this para-nitroaniline is a dark yellow color. So due to presence of NH2 group in this nitrobenzene molecule, the color intensity is getting increased, and due to presence of this exochrome, now the compound molecule has a color. The color of dye is greatly influenced by, now see here, why the color intensity is influenced is due to presence of the chromophores and their position in the dye. So if more the number of exochromes and chromophores in the molecule, then the color of the dye is darker. Saturated organic compounds absorb vacuum UV light below 200 nanometer. If the compound is saturated, that is carbon-carbon single bond, then that saturated compounds absorb the light below vacuum, that is at vacuum UV light 200 nanometer. Unsaturated compounds absorb the UV regions, and conjugated systems which contain chromophores absorb in the visible region. Now see here, Organic compounds which are saturated, they absorb UV radiations which are below 200 nanometer. If unsaturated group is there, okay, then that these compounds absorb UV radiations. But if along with that, if the molecule contains chromophore and exochrome, then these molecules absorb radiation in the visible region. Structural groups can be identified from their lambda max values by using this UV and visible spectra. So absorption spectrum of the unknown compound is compared with that of the known compound, and by use of that comparison we can identify the structural components or functional groups present in the molecule. If you see these tables, so if there is presence of different functional groups in the molecule has different lambda max value. So if more the double bonds in the molecule, then color intensity has also get increased. So the third that is application of this UV visible spectroscopy is identification of whether the isomers are cis or trans. If you see these two examples here, trans-cinnamic acid and cis-cinnamic acid, in case of this trans-cinnamic acid, the lambda max is near about 272 nanometer. If it is cis, then lambda max value is lower than the trans molecule. So cis and trans isomers of compound can be identified using UV visible spectrophotometry. The trans isomers of a compound absorb longer wavelength than cis isomer. That is, these trans isomers absorb radiations of longer wavelength. Now see, 272 is a longer wavelength than the 268 nanometer. So the presence of groups on the trans position. If you see here, the lone pair of electrons are present on the oxygen. So these are easily conjugated with the groups which are trans to the OH group. So in this case, OH and COH are on the same side, that is conjugation of electron is get justly decreased. But in case of trans molecule, the conjugation of electron is maximum. Therefore, the absorption of radiation takes place to the longer wavelength of radiation. So this is what the application of UV visible spectrophotometry. We can identify the structural groups by comparing with the known compounds. We can easily identify which groups are present, whether the molecule has chromophores or exochromes can be identified by use of this spectrophotometry. So we can differentiate cis and trans isomers by use of this spectra. So trans has more, that is, the trans absorbs radiation of longer wavelength than the cis isomers. So by use of these values of the UV and visible spectra, we can easily identify the organic compounds. Thank you.